Hello everyone and welcome to SimpliCode's YouTube channel. Kaushal this side and I hope you guys are doing well. Today we'll be taking you through HTML entities. This video is going to be a short one. Now, did you ever wonder what if we want to put an HTML code on a web page? Is it possible to do it? So we'll find it out in this particular video. We'll see what entities are and why we use them in HTML. So before we begin, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press that bell icon to never miss any updates on programming videos. So without any further delay, let's get started. In the last video, wherein we used the code tag to print a code snippet to our web page, we used a JavaScript program to show you guys how to achieve that task, right? It was working fine. Here we already have a piece of code from that video and you can see it here on the browser as the output of our program. We have this for loop present over here on the browser. Now, what if we want to add a code snippet of HTML? What if we want to print a div tag on a browser? So let me take you guys through a simple example of what we are going to do today. We'll directly move on to a HTML document. We have a code element here. Let's use the paragraph tag first to print a div tag on the browser. So we'll move here to the body tag and we'll use paragraph tag over here. Now, anything we write inside the paragraph tag will be treated as a text and printed on the browser, right? That's not the case when we use a div tag within the paragraph tag. So what if we write here div? Let's say class is equals to division 1. Fine. Now we'll write something over here. So let's say we'll write over here, this is a division. Fine. Save it. And here you can see it says this is a division. We have the text present on the screen. The text we have here is present inside the div tag only. So that's not what we wanted, right? We want the whole div element. We want whole div element to be present there on the browser as text. Fine. So let's use it with the code tag once to see if that element can help us in any way to achieve our task. So what we'll do is we'll write over here after the paragraph tag. We are going to use the code tag again. We are going to use the div tag once again. So let's say we are writing over here division 2 as class for this div tag and we'll write over here this is a division inside the code element. Fine. Save it now and here you can see it says this is the division inside the code element. Although that font style here is different, it's monospace we can say, but we are still not getting the whole div element in our browser. Now, one trick I'll show you. We can print the whole code snippet in the browser with the help of spaces only. So what we need to do is we need to put some space over here. You can see the arrow over here turned red. Fine. So we have to do it here as well. And now save the program. And you can see we have this whole div tag present on a browser as text. Fine. But this method is not the correct way to print HTML code on a browser. That's because the code with spaces will be of no use if the user copy it directly from the website and paste it into their own system. So we need to do something different for this. That's where entities come into existence. An entity in HTML is a piece of string that begins with an ampersand and ends with a semicolon. Entities are used mostly for reserved characters. For example, the greater than and less than sign in any HTML document is always reserved for starting of a tag and ending of a tag, right? So whenever we use them in general, you will notice that these signs turn red in VS Code. You can see it over here. This is because they are reserved for doing some specific task, right? To overcome this problem of not using reserved characters in general, HTML provides us with some predefined ways to make those reserved characters usable as text in a program. So those ways are known as entities in HTML. So what we'll do now is we'll write this same piece of code over here. Now you can see we have this code element. We will write it over here, but this time we are going to use entities. Fine. So let's make it correct first. So here we have the output for this code tag. Now we are going to use a code tag again. Fine. This time we are going to use entities in place of characters. So the code tag will remain same. We'll write here code. Now inside this code tag, we need to mention the entities for these symbols or characters, we can say. Like for this smaller than, or we can say greater than sign, what we have to do is we have to write here ampersand, then we have to write here ampersand LT. Fine. So it states that this sign over here is a less than sign. So this is the way of using an entity in HTML. Keep this thing in mind, guys. Now we'll write over here div. So this is our tag name. Then we have class name for equals to will remain the same. For codes, what we have to do is we have to use entities again. So we'll write here ampersand. Now inside ampersand, we'll write code. So this is for one code. Then we'll write a class name. So we'll write here division 2. Fine. Then we have another code. So we have to mention here ampersand code again. Fine. Now we'll write whatever we mentioned over here. So we have this is a division inside the code element. So we'll copy it from here. We'll paste it here, and after this we have to close this div tag as well. Fine. So we'll write over here ampersand, then we have less than sign. Fine. So we'll write here LT, and inside it we'll mention the slash first, then we'll mention div, and after it we'll mention ampersand, and then we have to write here GT. Fine. So this is how it goes. We have used entities over here. Now we forgot to mention one thing over here. So you can see it over here. After this code, we need to close this div tag as well. Fine. So here we have forgot to mention this greater than sign. So we'll mention it over here. We'll write here ampersand GT and semicolon. So it's fine now. These two code snippets over here are exactly the same. So let's see the difference in their output now. Save it. And here you can see we have this whole code present over here. If we are using this method of giving spaces between the div tags, now save it, and here you can see we have this div tag. Now what we'll do is we'll put a space over here, save it now, and here you can see we have both of them over here. So let's do one thing. We are going to use the break element over here so that it will be easy for you guys to understand. We'll use two break tags and save it now, and here you can see the difference. There's no space present in this one, right? In this output, there's no space present. So if you want to remove this space as well, what we have to do is we have to write here like this. Save it now, and it will work totally fine. There's no problem with that. So I hope you guys must have got an idea about what entities are and why we use them in HTML. Fine. Although it may look a bit confusing to you guys for now, but believe me, it's not as hard as it seems. So we are already aware of all the basic reserved characters or symbols in HTML. We can remember a few of the important ones only, right? Like we have the less than sign, the greater than sign, the ampersand sign, the quote sign, and a few more. Fine. Apart from all these basic characters, there are several other characters present in HTML that we can't use directly from the keyboard. So we can use entities for them as well. So let's go through them quickly. What we'll do is we'll mention them here inside a paragraph tag. Fine. So let's use the break tag once more here, and we are going to use a paragraph tag. Now we'll mention them and we'll see what these entities can do. Fine. So let me write a comment over here. So let's say for ampersand, we are going to write it here. So for ampersand, what we need to do is we need to write here and amp with a semicolon. Fine. Save it now, and here you can see we have this ampersand present over here on the browser. So we have few more with us. So let's go through them quickly. We'll use another comment. This time we are going to use for apostrophe. So we have to write here for apostrophe, and we have to write here ampersand. Then we have to write here apos, and this is the entity for apostrophe. Save it now, and here you can see we have this apostrophe sign over here. Let me zoom in a bit, guys. So here you can see it now. Next one we have is for copyright. So we'll write here for copyright. Now we'll move back here and we'll write here ampersand copy, save it now, and here you can see we have the copyright symbol present over here. Similarly, we can do the same thing for trademark as well. So let's mention it over here. So we'll write here for trademark symbol. So we'll write over here ampersand, and we'll write over here register. So we'll write reg over here, and it is for registered trademark basically. Save it now, and here you can see we have this R symbol over here. Another symbol we have over here is for pound. So we'll mention it first. So we'll write here for pound. So we have to write here ampersand pound and save it now. So here you can see we have this symbol of pound over here. We can use the break tag over here as well. So let's use the break tag over here. Then we have another. So we'll mention a comment first. We'll write over here for cent. So we'll write over here ampersand cent. Save it now, and here you can see we have this symbol for cent as well. And similarly we have the last one for micro. So we'll write over here ampersand micro. Fine. So let's mention the comment as well, and we'll write over here for micro. Fine. Save it now, and here you can see the micro symbol present over here on the browser. So guys, these are some of the most important characters we use in HTML frequently. The list is so long. Whenever you need entities in any HTML program, you can Google for it and you will get the entity for any character. So I hope you guys must have got it by now about what entities are and why we use them. So that's all for this video, guys. See you in another session. If you enjoyed watching this video, then do give it a thumbs up. If you have any doubts, do let us know in the comments below. Please share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe SimpliCode. Thank you.